ABC 7 News, the Chicago area's #1 news, with Linda Yu, Sylvia Perez, and Tracy Butler.
Hello, everybody. I'm Linda Yu.
And I'm Sylvia Perez. Thanks for joining us. Head of the news at 11:30, a guilty verdict in the Oklahoma City bombing trial. Now the sentencing phase for Timothy McVeigh begins.
A horrifying waterslide accident in Northern California also. But topping our news this morning, the death of a commuter who was trying to catch a train after work.
A woman has died from injuries suffered in an accident at the Randolph Street station. The rush hour tragedy happened late yesterday afternoon as 38-year-old Rosetta Pendergrass stood on the platform near a departing train. Pendergrass somehow came between the train and the platform just as the train started to move. She died later in surgery. Pendergast worked part-time at the Leo Burnett Agency and was headed to her home in Indiana when the accident happened. ABC 7's Jim Rosenfield joins us live now with the very latest. Jim?
And Sylvia, there are conflicting accounts of how Pendergast sustained her fatal injuries. Officials with the Northern Indiana Commuter Transportation District, which runs the South Shore Line, are refusing to answer any questions this morning, but they did release a statement just a few moments ago. The general manager of that district says, "We cannot explain at this time how the woman was down on the tracks." The accident happened at the start of the evening commute. The 510 South Shore train to South Bend was just pulling out of track 10 when passengers and other witnesses noticed something was very wrong.
First she was saying, wait. She thought the train was moving. Then she fell down. And
witnesses say Rosetta Prendergast's legs became wedged in the 8-inch gap between the platform and the moving train. Those South Shore rail officials have said Prendergast was seen standing at track level between the last two cars of the train when the accident happened. Passengers recall seeing a conductor trying to help.
When I looked out the window, he was reaching down, pulling something. And I was like, what is he doing? Because he kept pulling it back like this. And I looked down, there was a hand clasped to his hand, and he was pulling it.
Prendergast was rushed to Northwestern Hospital, the lower half of her body badly mangled. She died following 4 hours of surgery.
It appeared that both of her legs and her hip probably were caught in between a couple of trains, and there were severe injuries right at her hip level. Both legs were deformed.
This is the same rail line whose 2 engineers were blamed by the National Transportation Safety Board for a 1993 collision of 2 commuter trains in Gary, Indiana that killed 7 passengers. This morning, some commuters who ride the South Shore Line seemed concerned about the platform design, while others believe Prendergast's death is just a freak accident.
there is a gap. You just gotta be careful. That's all you can do. But unless they close off that gap, there's nothing they can do, you know.
Metra, which does not run the South Shore Line, did have its police conduct the investigation here yesterday, they said, because for some unexplained reason, South Shore police were unable to get here in time. Officials with the Northern Indiana Commuter Transportation District plan to have people out here again during the evening rush this afternoon to try to find anybody who might have seen this incident as it took place, who might be able to further explain how the woman got down on the tracks yesterday. Reporting live, Jim Rosenfield, ABC 7 News. Sylvia?
Okay, thank you, Jim. 2 men died and 2 others were injured in a wild police chase early this morning. It happened in Gary, Indiana, on I-65 just south of 15th Avenue. A police officer was trying to stop a pickup truck driving southbound in the northbound lanes. That pickup collided head-on with the semi-truck and then went over the side of a nearby overpass. The 2 men inside the pickup died at the scene. A Gary police officer and a semi-truck driver also suffered minor injuries. They were both treated and released.
Chicago police are investigating the murders of 2 women whose bodies were found in abandoned buildings. One woman found dead in a vacant building on South Manistee. The other woman left in an abandoned apartment located on South Michigan Avenue. First woman has now been identified as 29-year-old Tamiko Galtney. Her body discovered last night after a neighbor had complained about a disturbance in a building in the 7900 block of South Manistee. Police say that she had been beaten and stabbed to death. The body of 36-year-old Michelle Stevenson discovered Sunday in the rear bedroom of a vacant apartment building. She suffered severe head and neck injuries. So far, police say they have no leads in either case. They also say they believe that the murders are not related. Chicago police now charging an ice cream truck driver in a deadly hit-and-run accident. Greg Goss allegedly hit a 78-year-old man with his ice cream truck happening on Chicago's west side yesterday afternoon. Investigators caught up with Gotts at his company's Melrose Park office. He told police he didn't realize he had hit anyone. The victim has now been identified as Alfonso Barone.
Attorneys for Chicago Alderman Jesse Evans are trying to stop the release of an undercover videotape. Yesterday, a federal judge authorized the release of the tape, which allegedly shows Evans accepting a bribe from an undercover FBI agent. Evans wants a U.S. appeals court to prevent television stations from getting this tape. The Southside Alderman is seen here going into court this morning. He is being tried on bribery charges that stem from the Silver Shovel corruption investigation. The judge has already released an audio tape in which prosecutors claim Evans is heard accepting a bribe. His attorneys say it was a campaign contribution.
In Denver, Colorado this morning, federal judge Richard Mach is meeting once again with the lawyers in the Oklahoma City bombing trial. Mach will be deciding what evidence to allow in the penalty phase of Timothy McVeigh's case. Our jurors have a day of rest today after convicting McVeigh on all counts yesterday. Steve Saunders has more on yesterday's dramatic day in court. Steve?
Now that the jury has decided that, yes, Timothy McVeigh did bomb the Murrah Federal Building, the question is, should he pay for that crime with his life? An ABC News poll shows that 2 out of 3 Americans believe he should, in fact, be executed. Over the next couple of days, the jurors will hear some very emotional reasons about why they should send him to his death. While the jury that convicted Timothy McVeigh has the day off, attorneys returned to the courthouse in Denver this morning to discuss the penalty phase of the trial with Judge Richard Mach. In Oklahoma City, victims and friends gathered at the lone tree that survived the April 19, 1995 bombing. They gathered to pray, to hold hands, to cry. They poured water to symbolize the tears that they have shed. It was their way of expressing their relief that McVeigh was found guilty on all 11 counts of murder and conspiracy for the blast that killed 168 people.
I think there was a lot of relief, and as the first 3 or 4 counts were read, that's the way I felt.
It comforts a lot of people, but for me, it was just more emotional than I could deal with.
Well, there was relief and ultimate sadness. You know, this has affected our whole country. I think we all lost a sense of security that day, and I hope the message was delivered back saying that we will not tolerate terrorism in our country.
The penalty phase begins tomorrow. Dozens of victims and relatives who lost loved ones in the blast will tell the same panel of jurors who found Tim McVeigh guilty why they think he should now die by lethal injection.
It will include or consist primarily of what's called victim impact statements. Testimony by people who lost loved ones, by injured survivors of the building, describing what this crime meant to them. It will be harrowing, emotionally wrenching, and very difficult for the defense to respond to.
The penalty phase is expected to take at least a week, but already the guilty verdict has been a big step in the healing process. Timothy McVeigh's family has issued a statement saying in spite of that verdict, they still love and support McVeigh. Now, Sylvia, I can tell you in the morning arguments this morning, the defense is trying to get Judge Mach to limit the type of testimony the prosecution can introduce, maybe limit some of the testimony from survivors because it's going to be very gruesome. So that's what the defense is arguing at this hour.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve Saunders reporting live. In Concord, California, a day of fun at a water slide park turns deadly when a slide collapsed, sending teenagers plunging 40 feet to the ground. Park officials say the Bonsai pipeline is designed to carry one rider, but a group of 30 high school seniors on a graduation outing rushed past the lifeguard all at once. The excess weight is believed to be what caused this tragedy that killed one girl and injured more than 30 teenagers.
And I looked up, and all of a sudden it just broke, and all these bodies were falling, and they were falling on posts like that, and on trees, and there was no water coming out. It was just blood and bodies.
Ambulances and helicopters lined up in the parking lot to rush the injured to hospitals.
Back here, a girl had to be rescued by police officers and firefighters after she got stuck in a swing. This happening at a Northwest Side park late last night. Police officers could not free Alexandria Torres from the swing, so They cut the chains and then rushed her to a nearby fire station. There, firefighters used a bolt cutter and hacksaw to try to free the girl from that swing. After a few moments, they were able to finally help Alexandria, and she wriggled her way out of that swing.
Then she's like, let me get in that swing. I said, no, you're going to get stuck. She's like, well, if I get stuck, just try to get me out. So
Police say Alexandria simply was too big for that swing. She was playing on a piece of equipment designed for use by much younger children. Fortunately, she was not hurt, just a bit shaken up and embarrassed.
New York City police are investigating the mysterious death of a high-profile media executive's son. 31-year-old Jonathan Levin was found bound, gagged, and lying dead in a pool of blood in his Manhattan apartment. His father is Time Warner's CEO, Gerald Levin. Jonathan Levin appeared to have been dead since late last week. Police were summoned to the apartment last night after he didn't show up for work. There's much more ahead on ABC 7 News 1130. Just ahead, pictures of an incredible hailstorm, that is, in North Carolina. Also, a step in the right direction for ailing music star Bob Dylan.
And then later, who suffers most when parents decide to divorce?
And more low cloud cover with us again today. Is there any chance we'll see the sun? I'll answer that in just a moment.
Busy day, Ellen?
Oh, we must have been to a dozen carpet stores. I've had it.
We shop for carpeting, too, right here at home.
Oh?
We called Empire. They came out, showed us samples, and measured.
Oh.
And Empire's having a sale with all the latest styles and colors at 50% off.
You don't say.
No payments till next year, and they installed it the next day. Ellen? Was it something I said?
588-2300 Empire. Joy and I are friends over. We like to greet them with something special.
That's why we love Amter's special border mix. Impatiens, alyssum, marigolds, and beautiful wildflowers.
Rake.
Apply border mix mulch.
Water as directed. It impresses them every time.
Border mix is available at Kmart, Pasquesi, Frank's, and participating True Value.
There comes a time in everyone's life when your world just seems to cave in. For Michael, it wasn't the day his dad died, or months later when he lost his job. It wasn't when he stopped eating or when he lost interest in seeing his friends. For Michael, it came on a Tuesday, well after everyone went to bed, and long after his family and friends had given up hope. Michael took the only way out that he knew. And we were waiting to help. Psychiatric services from Columbia Hospitals. For yourself or for a loved one. 1-800-877-6848. If you need to call, call.
Freak storm bringing golf ball-sized hail falling in North Carolina. The town of Marion in the western part of that state pummeled by this hailstorm. Look at that. The hail damaged windows on homes and cars. Wow, and it also made driving pretty tough for a lot of motorists.
Sure did do a lot of damage, didn't it?
Yes,
it sure did. And hail, as you can see.
Okay, so we can't complain.
We still cannot
We always show that kind of video so that we don't complain
feel
so
much better about our weather.
But if you wanted to complain about this morning, I understand why, because we'll take a peek at how it looked this morning. Oh, we had this fog again, the low clouds this morning, even a misty drizzle around throughout the morning hours, just enough to make you have to use the windshield wipers. And there they go, flying off to hopefully someplace warm, because it is certainly not warm around here again today. Our high is going to make it up to about 68. And look what our normal high is. 76 degrees is the average. The average low is 54. We dropped down to about 56 this morning. It is currently 63 at O'Hare, 63 in St. Charles, Riverside, Michigan at 66, Otis, Indiana at 65. Look at the winds out of the northeast, 14 miles per hour, but some higher gusts up to 22 miles per hour. It's going to continue to be a rather breezy day. Remember the situation we had yesterday where we had the warmer temperatures well off to our north and west? Looks as though it's the same situation again today. More sunshine is the reason. La Crosse at 73, Des Moines at 71, 70 in Traverse City right now. And as you take a look at the cloud cover on our satellite picture, look at all the low cloud cover still hanging around the Chicago area. A lot of this cloud cover is going to be with us, but we'll now and then see a couple of holes poking out. We have a couple of holes just southwest of Rockford, also some back through portions of eastern Iowa. But for the most part, I think most of us will see, some mostly cloudy skies. No rain in the forecast today. In fact, I don't think we really have any rain in our forecast until late on Friday from this storm system. If it would speed up and kind of also increase in its coverage area, we could see a few showers here late on Thursday, but I think it should hold off until Friday. Our highs today in the 60s. You can see 70s off to our west, and I do think tomorrow that we will get into the lower 70s with our high temperatures. Clearing skies tonight. I think we will see more sunshine getting in here tomorrow, so tomorrow should be a better looking day. But this afternoon, a partly to mostly cloudy sky, and for most of us, it's going to be a mostly cloudy sky. High today about 68. Will be cooler at the lakefront. Tonight, lows in the lower 50s, and tomorrow, keep in mind, I'm saying a bit warmer tomorrow under partly sunny skies, but at the lakefront, it will be cooler there as we still have this very persistent northeast wind. As of right now, Thursday still looking good, 72 degrees on Thursday. Friday is most likely going to be our next chance of some rain. Friday evening.
Right.
I know.
Not bad. Look at that.
No, it isn't too bad, although I know some folks do have some outdoor graduation ceremonies on Friday evening, so hopefully we can get rid of that rain.
It'll stop.
You'll work on it, won't you?
I will do that.
All right, topping showbiz news this morning now. Bob Dylan, released from the hospital after treatment for a heart ailment. The 56-year-old artist is expected to make a full recovery within 6 weeks and be ready for his summer U.S. tour schedule. Dylan was stricken with chest pains because of a fungal infection that caused swelling of the sac around his heart. Dylan said, quote, "I'm just glad to be feeling better. I really thought I'd be seeing Elvis soon."
Turning to sports notes this morning, the Bulls are getting ready for Game 2 of the NBA Championship Series against the Utah Jazz tomorrow night at the United Center. In the meantime, the White Sox topped the Milwaukee Brewers 8-5, and the Cubs edged the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-2 late last night. The Cubs host the Pirates again this afternoon, with the White Sox moving to Cleveland tonight.
Coming up next on the Health Beat, a move to ban smoking in all federal government buildings.
Also, the true cost of divorce in our society.
Something a little lighter for your burgers and your meatballs and your cutlets and all of it. It's here. It's here.
Wednesday, the TWA disaster. Was it an accident, a missile, or something else? Now a primetime investigation reveals startling new information.
So this explosion could have been prevented.
The mystery of Flight 800. Primetime, ABC Wednesday.
The Shaws are in room 2.
Oh, really? Weren't they on the honeymoon?
Well, they were when they contracted a rash. But their health plan covered them down there. But you're not going to believe what happened next.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
The Humana Gold Plus plan is for everyone eligible for Medicare. It provides great benefits like unlimited doctor visits, worldwide emergency care when traveling, a low price for prescriptions, coverage for eye exams and hearing tests, and an option with no plan premium. No matter where you go or what you do, you're free to enjoy life when you have the Humana Gold Plus plan.
Well, if they're fine, why are they here?
Well, they brought you a little present.
For more about the benefits of the Humana Gold Plus plan, read our free brochure, Getting More Out of Medicare. To get yours, call 1-800-336-6725.
Now, give me the map.
Never.
Never?
No.
Then what do you want on your tombstone?
Crust that rises. Definitely.
Introducing new oven rising pizza from Tombstone. The crust bakes up right in your oven for a fresh baked, one-of-a-kind Tombstone taste. What do you want on your Tombstone oven rising pizza?
Howell? No.
Painful canker sores. Kenka stops the pain in seconds. And Kenka's protective coating seals out irritation. End the suffering with Kenka.
Jeopardy! Today at 3:30. Only on Channel 7.
A proposal to ban smoking in all government buildings that tops Health Beat this morning.
Armed with new research, some anti-tobacco lawmakers are asking the president to outlaw smoking on federal property. The move would affect nearly 3 million federal workers. Those pushing for the ban say it would protect government employees from secondhand smoke. They cite a recent Harvard University study that suggests breathing secondhand smoke leads to thousands of fatal heart attacks each year. Though President Clinton has not acted on this request, he has already banned smoking at the White House. And the government believes a popular dietary supplement is dangerous. It is an herbal stimulant known as ephedrine. It is also known by another name, mahuang. It can be found in pills, powders, or even teas that promise everything from weight loss to energy-boosting powers. But the Food and Drug Administration says the supplements are linked to at least 17 deaths and 800 injuries. The FDA is now trying to limit how much of the drug goes into those dietary supplements.
In Woman to Woman this morning, 25 colleges and universities accused of discriminating against women in the awarding of athletic scholarships. The National Women's Law Center has filed complaints alleging that female athletes receive just over 1/3 of available scholarship dollars. The center found that on average, female athletes receive $1,000 less per year in scholarships than do male athletes. Vanderbilt, Duke, Boston College, and Brigham Young University among the schools accused of discrimination. A troubling new report on the effect of divorce on children. Parents seem to be able to move on after a marriage ends, but not the children. The study followed a group of middle-class children of divorced parents in Marin County, California. Those youngsters showed a pattern of drug and alcohol abuse, less education, and lower economic status than did their parents.
It's really hard for me to let people in, especially the opposite sex.
These children feel second-class citizens. They're angry, and they feel that they're being treated unfairly. And in plain English, they feel that they are paying the price of their parents' divorce.
This research also found that anxiety is far more pronounced in the children of divorce than in those who come from stable families and know what constitutes a happy marriage.
Well, you might be asking, when is it ever going to feel like June in Chicago? Tracy Butler will be back to update the forecast.
And a lighter replacement for ground beef dishes from Mr. Food. We'll be right back.
Laura gained her confidence to pursue a dream and the knowledge to be successful from personal, caring, and highly skilled faculty. A dream made possible because of our accelerated bachelor's degree program and excellent job placement services. Today, Laura gives the same individual and nurturing attention she receives to those she cares for. And for them, the world is a better place. Robert Morris College, where dreams find direction.
Are you trying to consolidate some debt but still waiting for an answer on your loan? The longer you wait, the more you keep paying. Hi, I'm Dan Marino. Don't wait any longer. Call First Plus Financial today at 1-800-510-PLUS and get an answer before you hang up. If you're a homeowner, First Plus can help you consolidate all your credit cards and other loans into one low monthly payment. And the interest may be tax deductible. There's no application fees. So what are you waiting for? Call First Plus at 1-800-510-PLUS.
Hello, everybody. I'm Linda Yu. Today on ABC 7 News at 4, an investigation underway to determine how a downtown Chicago commuter rail accident took place, leaving one woman with fatal injuries. And posing a deadly threat to young children, some recommendations for changing window blind cords. And while fog blankets Chicago, you may wonder when summer or even spring weather is going to arrive. We'll have the complete forecast. On the News at 5, weather for camping or sleepovers. Consumer Report shows you what to look for in a sleeping bag. Join us today for ABC 7 News, beginning at 4.
Mr. Food is brought to you by Jewel Food Stores. Take a fresh look at an old friend. Jewel.
There's no clock out here. No alarm that tells you the crops are ready. You just have to keep a watchful eye and make sure the quality is exactly right. But when that perfect moment arrives, you can't lose a single minute. At Jewel, we're bringing you the finest produce faster than ever, fresher than ever. It's all part of our pledge to bring you nothing less than the best.
Take a fresh look at an old friend, Jewel.
There's much more ahead on ABC 7 News.
Beginning this afternoon at 4 o'clock, a powerful voice calling for a change in the cords on Venetian blinds to reduce the strangulation risk to children. We'll have that on the Health Beat.
Actress Farrah Fawcett proves she's still young enough to do it all, and that includes a nude photo layout. We'll tell you who published it.
Then on ABC 7 News at 5 o'clock today, it's family camping season. But before you head out to shop for sleeping bags, you'll want to know which ones the experts say are the best value.
And if you plan on doing some camping right around the Chicago area, pitching a tent in the backyard, well, expect a lot of clouds this afternoon and some clearing overnight tonight. 63 at O'Hare now, although 55 at the lakefront. This afternoon looks as though it's going to be mostly cloudy here with a few holes in the clouds now and then. High today 68, though it will be cooler at the lakefront with a northeast breeze. Tomorrow's high 73. I think we'll see some more sun in our sky coming our way here tomorrow.
Yay.
All right.
Thank you, Tracy. Well, we are always looking for shortcuts to make our time in the kitchen faster, aren't we?
Oh, always. No, you love to spend hours there. I know that. However, Mr. Booth says, check out the meat counter. You will find that the butchers already have done some of the work for you.
Ooh. Recently, we found how accommodating the stores were to make popular chicken and turkey more convenient for us. They sell it in whatever parts and shapes we'd want, even ground up for us. I mean, ground turkey is certainly popular because it's been out on the market for years. It's lean, quick cooking, very available. And ground chicken, though, was almost like a second cousin until now. Now, that's because companies were buying it up to make nuggets and shaped chicken cutlets, so there wasn't much left for us. And ground chicken, like ground turkey, has to be well seasoned, because by itself, it's rather bland. Well, we all said we wanted it, and we're seeing it a lot more now. And we're finding that it's also very, very lean, extremely quick cooking, so that it's great when we're in a hurry. Very light tasting. And boy, is it versatile. I mean, you want to make a chicken salad spread, 5 minutes cooking time, and you'll be mixing it together. You want to add some real chicken to a chicken soup mix or canned soup. In minutes again, you've got more than just regular. Or how about chicken burgers or meatballs or chicken chili? Or how about chicken cutlets? Do your own thing with them, but remember that they need a load of seasoning and flavorings. Maybe chopped veggies. Sure, get creative. It'll always come out light enough to taste like a gourmet chef's secret. Load of good brands around, but that's your choice. I mean, it'd be nice for a change, wouldn't it? Like maybe off the grill. Oh, yeah, that too. Any way at all. Ooh, it's so good.
Makes a huge difference. Less time in the kitchen. Isn't that what we're all looking for?
Sure.
That's going to do it for this edition of ABC 7 News.
For Tracy and everybody here, thanks for watching today. Enjoy your day. We'll see you this afternoon at 4.
Bye-bye.